What I'd like to do next is invite up some wonderful, amazing professionals from Warren Township High School. We have Marlene Vargas, a counselor, and Laura Boroque, a teacher, and they are representing the Warren Township High School Federation of Teachers. We're so thankful to have the Warren Township High School Federation of Teachers here to speak out and to share more about their experience. So thank you so much for coming with us today.
Use your teacher voice.
Yes, I'll try to use my teacher voice. Can you hear me? Okay, hello everyone. I'm Laura Borges. Thank you all for being here today. Like Katie introduced us, we're representing the Federation of Teachers, our very strong union. And first, thank you for your support throughout the years, and we're happy that you're here today standing with us. And we're here today because we all believe that immigrant families are welcome in our schools and in our community. Here in Gurnee, in Lake County, in Illinois, and in our whole country. We know they're here, they're our neighbors, they're our people, and we're here to stand with them. I'm a social studies teacher. I teach government and civics, economics, and world history. And I teach multilingual students with a wide range of experiences and backgrounds. Some of them had just recently arrived into the country and they're starting to learn English. And some of them were born here and they are children or grandchildren of immigrant families. My students love anime, they love soccer, they love TikTok trends like 6'7", or throwing posted airplanes at the ceiling. Right now there's like 5 in my classroom. They also love talking way too much about each other's chismes. They worry about their grades, their crushes, their friendships, and they're always running to try to make it into my classroom before the bell rings. I have students who take care of little siblings every afternoon or every weekend. I also have some that work at McDonald's so they can go buy their nice Jordans and avoid getting them stepped on by their friends. Most of them love going to Six Flags over the weekend. They're very sad that it just closed. Or they just walk around to the mall, Gurnee Mills, as often as they can. They talk to me about their plans to become nurses, mechanics, work in construction, be lawyers, be barbers, be business owners, start families, and support their parents when they grow up. They are doing the best to grow up and learn in a world that isn't always kind to them. This year, the presence of immigration enforcement agencies has been hanging over our student lives, and it has crept into our schools. As educators, our deepest commitment is to make our classrooms safe places for all of our students, every single one, to be able to feel safe, learn, and grow. We are here to demand that our schools continue to be sanctuaries for every child, regardless of where they were born or their family status.
Okay, hi, I'm Marlene Vargas. I am a school counselor. I'm gonna try to talk my loudest here. I don't have very much of a teacher voice, but
You got this.
Thanks. I want to start by acknowledging the heavy atmosphere that hangs over our community. For many of us, this is more than just a policy debate. It's a daily reality that cuts to the very core of our mission here. As a school counselor, I am privileged to hear students' stories. And truthfully, it has been difficult to hear the fear, the uncertainty, and the quiet despair in their voices, and absorb that trauma affects me deeply, just as it affects every caring person present here. We are here today not just as educators, but as human beings grappling with a crisis that demands our empathy and our action. The fear that was once confined to the shadows has now moved to the parking lot, to the bus stop, and other areas once deemed safe havens. This has created a widespread chilling effect, causing families to withdraw from public life and question the safety of the institutions they rely on. The impact of this is fear is verifiable trend, not just a collection of stories we hear. They are measurable and they are hurting the educational outcomes of our children. When a student lives with constant threat of separation, their brain is in a state of chronic stress, a condition we often refer to as toxic stress. This makes true learning almost impossible. Studies show that in communities with heightened immigration, enforcement, students, even U.S. citizens from Spanish-speaking households, see measurable declines in academic performance and standardized test scores. The anxiety is a cognitive load that steals focus and memory. We see students whose attendance become inconsistent or who suddenly vanish from a roster without a trace. This is often because the family is forced to relocate or they are simply too afraid to send their child to school. For the students left behind, this sudden unexplained loss of friend or classmate creates a pervasive feeling of instability and grief. Beyond academics, the psychological toll is profound. We are seeing increased rates of anxiety, depression, withdrawal, and symptoms consistent with post-traumatic stress in children who have experienced or live in fear of family separation. Our adolescents are often forced into roles of parentification, taking on adult responsibilities to care for younger siblings or support their families emotionally. This robs them of their childhood and their ability to focus on their own development.
But with all of our experiences, we're not really here today for ourselves, but for our students. And we want to share the words of two students who wrote something for us so you can know what's going on through their heads. This is the start of the first message. Alien is the word to describe something that is not of this world, as if I'm not human too. As if these lands weren't once home to my people. It's always hate and racial profiling of people who look like me. But it's not the case when they want their homes, roads, or yards done. It's deport them until they want cheap and easy labor. It's get these criminals as if they committed a terrible crime. But the only crime was entering the country to lands that were once theirs. These thugs and rapists and aliens, they are sons, daughters, fathers, mothers who look for a better life. They see the Statue of Liberty and they think of living that dream. Their eyes carry millions of stories, but they all come for the same thing, to work, to make a better life for their families. I don't want to be seen for my grandfather's indigenous nose, nor my father's thick hair. I want to be seen for being a sweet, caring person. I want to be seen as the sweet person who enjoys doing music. I don't want to be ashamed for where I'm from, nor lie when people ask where I'm from. I don't want to feel ashamed for speaking the language that was taught to me as a baby. I don't want to have to give up sports because someone decided that my father is a criminal. I don't want to give up church, music, going out and enjoying my youth because the president thinks people like me don't deserve to live here. As if his wife isn't an immigrant. Remember, Hamilton, one of our founding fathers, was an immigrant too. I want to be seen for me and not for what I look like and where I'm from. I hope ICE agents will stop.
The following is from one of my students. My dad has been gone away from me since almost a month. It's just a month. My perspective on everything has changed. My dad was one of my closest friends I had who I can tell everything to. He was always there for me, and he was always doing what he could to make me happy. And even if he had $1, he would find a way to make me and my family happy. When he was gone, I felt like my other part of me was gone. I felt weird, and I felt all the emotions that I didn't even know I could feel. It affected my family a lot because he was the only one who worked, and he was the one who took care of this environment I live in. He wasn't just any kind of human being. He was my dad and a hero to me, and I would never forget him for what he's done for me and everyone.
We stand here today to loudly and clearly demand that ICE be kept out of our schools and our communities. We call on all school leaders and local elected officials to do everything in their power to protect the families we serve. Our job is to teach, to nurture, to protect. We cannot fulfill that sacred duty if our schools are seen as places of enforcement rather than empowerment.
Finally, a word for my fellow counselors, union members, community leaders, and all of you who are here to support. Take care of yourselves. This work is heartbreaking. Compassion fatigue is real. Please seek support from one another, utilize the resources available, and know that your vulnerability in this fight is a strength, not a weakness. We cannot erase the fear that exists outside our front doors, but we can control the environment inside them. We can be the certainty in our students' uncertain world. Let us stand together, resolute in our commitment to every single child's right to learn without fear. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Laura and Marlene. What a powerful, moving, and very personal way of relating how this terror affects our students. How it's personal, how they have their loved ones disappeared, stolen from them. And it's important that we take a stand. And so we're thankful that the union would support their representation here and they'd share these stories and their time with us. Thank you so much.